From clarkwitz.com, this is Horribly Off Topic, episode number 242. I'm Chris.
And I'm Steve.
And
that was a little bit of a pause.
That was almost like a Brokaw-like pause, or a Cronkite, or like an old-fashioned...
An old newsman?
Newsman. You've got a newsboy's cap on, but you sounded like a newsman.
I am both a newsboy and a newsman.
Now explain how that's possible to be both.
Because I'm wearing my scally cap, and I'm an incredible man.
You are an incredible man. Your wife is lucky to have you.
Yes.
I was about to say she's lovely to have you, but
she is lovely.
She is lovely, but not because of you.
And I'm lucky to have her. Just so that there's a reciprocal action here.
Yes, you are both lucky duckies. Do you think ducks are particularly lucky? Like I mean, aside from the rhyme, did that?
Well, I
phrase spring from somewhere?
I heard online that a duck's penis is the size of its entire body, so...
Well, that could be considered lucky.
Not for the lady duck.
No, not at all. Well, unless she's kind of like, you know what? He stinks, but I wouldn't mind having his babies, so he can be over there, right? So I don't have to smell him, and his penis will still reach me.
No, I think that it's going to be the length of its body underneath him.
Oh,
so it's not like it freaking extends out like ours. Like,
yeah.
The duck doesn't stand up like us.
but what happens if you walk like a duck and you talk like a duck?
What
I don't
Chris?
know. I don't know. It was an expression. I thought maybe you knew the rest of it. Donald Duck
has a huge penis.
Is that why Daisy puts up with his shit?
I don't know, but every duck does.
Well,
So
are you more of a Donald or Daffy kind of guy?
I don't know. They're both good in their own way.
Mm-hmm.
I think Daffy, has made me laugh more because of the fact that he's at least, the earlier Warner Brothers cartoons, there was a lot more like violence in them. And I think that was more appealing to me as a child to see Daffy get his face blown off by a shotgun.
and though he has a speech impediment, it's not nearly what Donald's is.
Yeah, so, Donald's is just like...
I've never been able to do that. I've been so jealous my whole life of people who've been able to do that, and I just never could. Yeah. But I can do the creepy Mickey. So if I did creepy Mickey and you did Donald, we'd be good.
Let's not do that though.
But I'm not.
Maybe if within the next 3 or 4 episodes we do not get an email, then we'll do that.
We're gonna do the entire show or just a segment.
Just a small segment.
Segment.
I don't want to ruin everyone. This isn't like this isn't like when I'm at karaoke and I get a smattering or no applause on a song that I sing, and then retaliate by singing the wreck of the Edmund Fitzgerald.
Okay, so I was in... one of the programs that I work for is an MFA in creative writing program that's low residency, so the students are only on campus
Do you say low res?
Low res, we do. They're only on campus for 9 days out of each 6 months, and they were having a reception the other night, and I was normally I'd go to these things. I'm not totally antisocial, but I was totally burnt out. But and she had no idea.
Get this guy a Midori sour, and then all of a sudden he's Mr. Talkative.
No, but I was sitting in on sessions for our new genre, graphic novel and comics. Which was going very well, and the student who was the other student who was in there with me at the end of our session on Friday said, "Oh, are you going to come to the thing tonight?" And I'm trying to beg off and say, "Yeah, I'm not going to go." And she's like, "What? You don't like karaoke?"
Oh,
she had no idea that and I was like, "Oh shit, I forgot there's going to be karaoke," and that almost got me, but it didn't.
Oh, you crumb bum!
I no, it was for my mental health.
Mental health will drive you mad.
I didn't give you the third option.
What was the third option? What was my first two?
Well, you had Donald and Daffy, but you also have Howard.
Oh,
Howard the Duck.
I don't know. I kind of like that movie.
It's been a long time since I watched it, but I really liked that movie.
Yeah, I think I was the perfect age for it. I think I was like,
Yeah.
well, when I saw it, I don't think I saw it in the theater. I think I saw it on home video.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
So probably I was like 7 or 8.
Yeah.
I'd say.
We've talked about this, but am I remembering correctly that he and Leah Thompson
Boned, yes.
they do have sex? Okay.
So.
All right. Very weird. Do you think that's canon? Like in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, do you think Leah Thompson, she could pop up in the next Guardians of the Galaxy?
It always just comes back to the MCU with
tonight, I'm not going
tonight. Whoa!
You do that one at karaoke?
I don't know. I guess I could rock some Phil Collins.
Yeah, you gotta do it next time. No jacket required.
Who's the fucking
Mike and the Mechanics?
Who did Easy Lover with him?
Oh, fuck.
Was it like Philip Rivers or something?
No, Philip. Yes, the quarterback for your San Diego Padres.
Yeah, the Padres. They've been playing football for quite some time, and boy, are they good at it.
Easy
I'll
Lover.
look it up, Chris. How about that?
No, because I can.
You can type really loud. I know.
Easy Lover. Let's see. Let's find out. Easy Lover. Philip Bailey. You were close.
Yeah, I got his first name right.
Philip Bailey, not Philip Rivers.
But he like Phil Collins has a pretty like high range. But then like Philip Bailey goes even higher
Than Phil Collins.
Yeah.
Higher than Phil Collins.
Yeah. That's what everybody strives to be.
How much coke do you think you'd have to do to be higher than Phil Collins? Was he a cokehead? I don't know.
I don't think so. I think he might smoke pot, but I don't think he does coke.
So how much pot do you think you'd have to smoke to be higher than Phil Collins?
All of the pot.
All the pot. You got to shit or get off the pot. That's what they say.
I didn't know that you would be mutually exclusive.
No, that's what they say. You got to shit or get off the pot.
I have friends that smoke pot. I will not name them just in case
they
want to
also
remain.
shit?
They also shit.
Wow.
So this is like the exact, and that other expression, you can't have your cake and eat it too. That's dumb. Who has cake and doesn't eat it?
Where
does that expression come from?
I don't know where that.
Look that one up with your loud typing.
Eat your cake and have it too. Let's find out. Eat your cake and have it.
You're doing it backwards.
Too. Okay.
What does it say?
Have your Let's see. This is from Wikipedia.
Thanks, Wikipedia. This is a new website I've heard about, Wikipedia. I hear it's like an encyclopedia online that anyone can edit, except for, like politicians' pages, because then,
locked for, current events or something. You can't have your cake and eat it too is a popular English idiomatic proverb. Why did I just do that? That was an accident. Proverb or figure of speech. The proverb literally means you cannot simultaneously return...
It's not an amateur verb?
No, it's not an amateur verb. So the proverb literally means you cannot simultaneously retain your cake and eat it.
Oh, so you can't
Once
have
the
it...
cake is eaten, it is gone.
All right, I got it now.
Okay.
Well, then that clears it up.
Yeah. So it sounds like...
What?
Motherfucker! Okay.
What happened? What got you all upset, Chris?
No. I'm excited. Okay. For those unfamiliar with it, the proverb may sound confusing due to the ambiguity of the word have, which can mean keep or to have in one's possession, but which it can also be used as a synonym for eat, as in to have breakfast. Some people feel the common form of the proverb is incorrect or illogical and instead prefer you can't eat your cake and have it too. Which is what I said, right? You can't eat your cake and have it too.
Why don't they just make the expression you can't eat your cake and eat your cake?
Indeed, this used to be the most common form of the expression until the 1930s and 40s when it was overtaken by the have-eat variant.
Wow.
Yeah.
Interesting.
It's,
Well, that has floored me. I am ass over tea kettle.
well, you can't you can't paint your tea kettle black.
No.
Pot calling the kettle.
Pot calling the kettle black.
Yes. You got to
That is
shit or
the-
get off the pot.
And call it black.
Call it black. Oh. So speaking of the MCU.
Oh,
right.
Perfect. I mean,
no,
what a great segue.
Well, we got horribly off topic, and I just wanted to put a bow in this. Tonight at midnight.
You're going to go see the Spider-Man?
No, but they are offering it. Well, not at 12:01. So I don't know if it's. I don't know what rules it are that they can't do like a 6:30 or 7 o'clock showing tonight like they do when the movie's going to come out on Friday. The Thursday showings are always at 7. But tonight, they can't do a 7 o'clock showing.
Because it's a Monday?
I guess so.
It's school's out for summer.
I
School's out forever.
No more teachers.
No more homework.
So I got to go tomorrow. I'm going tomorrow. But that's weird because aside from Ant-Man and the Wasp, which came out while I was in Universal Studios last year.
And you couldn't go to see it because they didn't have a movie theater
No,
there.
I had to walk right past it. I wanted to go see it. There was a huge movie theater right there on the way out of the
What?
park.
No way. Not at Universal Studios.
And my wife and kids and my sister-in-law and my nephew all were like, you cannot walk home or walk back to the hotel in the thunderstorm. You must come with us now. So
They didn't have like a shuttle from the movie theater to the hotel?
we weren't staying on property, so maybe there would have been a shuttle. If I had Uber or Lyft on my phone, I guess I could.
This was in the summertime?
When the weather gets hot.
What? How much were your balls like basically adhered to your leg?
In Florida,
Yeah.
on July 5th.
Yeah.
I'm still trying to get them unglued.
You gotta
A
gotta
year later.
check the spatulometer.
Spatula City. You think they got a spatulometer? They got.
I think that's one of Becky's dad's ones.
Spatulometer.
Spatulometer. You freaking because you have to use a spatula to pry your balls away from your leg.
Jesus. No, I wasn't that hot. Because, and I think we talked about this back at the time.
You had Arctic undies?
No.
Are they new from me undies? They're 3 times softer than cotton, and they also keep your balls and asshole cold in the heat.
Is this a real thing?
No.
They should make it a real thing.
You could put your MeUndies in
Yep.
the
Do you
freezer.
remember that moment in Zack and Miri Make a Porno where you remember that film?
Yeah, I remember that film. It's just like Silence of the Lambs. Hey, wait, you actually saw
I did see one of those two films. Can you guess which one?
the one that you're referencing, I imagine?
Yes.
But you did see Clerks 2, right?
I did see Clerks too.
There was a reference to Silence of the Lambs in
That
that
was
film.
about as close to ever seeing Silence of the Lambs as I came, because I remember that they mentioned that they were trying to get the rights to that song.
Goodbye Horses.
Yes, and that song was in Silence of the Lambs, and I was like, why is that song in Silence of the Lambs? And I was like, maybe I should go see it, and then I didn't.
Go see it
So
at a midnight showing.
Yes, revival of Silence of the Lambs.
I mean that could be one of those movies that they show at a second run theater during the Halloween season.
Yeah.
I know that Chunky's used to do that. I don't know if they do now. I remember seeing Evil Dead 2 there and The Shining and what else? I think I saw one of the Friday the 13th or something.
Speaking of The Shining, have you seen? There's a trailer out for an adaptation of Stephen King's novel Doctor Sleep, which is a sequel to The Shining.
Not Dr. Slump?
Not Doctor Slump.
Okay.
And apparently, I cannot believe they actually got him to agree to this, because I know he hates the movie version of The Shining. But King allowed them, he had to be convinced, but he allowed them to reference visually in this new movie the iconography of The Shining.
They did that in friggin' Ready Player One as well.
Well, they probably wouldn't have had to get his permission for it. They would have just gotten the film studio's permission. This is a brand new movie where they don't have to. He does not have to allow them to reference a very famous adaptation of his work that he happens to hate, but he did. So if you watch it, it's not Liam Neeson.
I have a very particular set of skills.
Ewan McGregor.
Ewan McGregor.
Ewan McGregor.
I am very good at killing Ewan McGregor.
No, I'm very good at dying in front of Ewan McGregor.
Oh, yeah. I'm very good at being killed by Darth Maul. Remember that fucking movie?
I do. I saw that movie a whole bunch.
I saw it with you.
I could have.
Night.
One of those times I could have seen Silence of the Lambs
Yeah.
instead. That's a good game. What movies have I sat and watched for 2 hours?
Any of those spoof movies post Scary Movie? I think.
I don't know if did I watch any of those? I don't think I did.
I'm not one to walk out of a movie, and I almost walked out of one of those. I suffered through it, and I was fucking pissed off afterwards, and I wish I had walked out.
Yeah, but it was that bad.
It was. I think it was Epic Movie was the one that I was like, I'm never watching one of these again.
Did it was it Lord of the Rings parody?
No, it was more like Narnia and some other shit.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
No. it like, because like I sort of liked Scary Movie. It was a parody, like kind of along the lines of like a Zucker Brothers one, like maybe a Top Secret or a Naked Gun.
Yeah, I remember it being of that, at least trying for that quality.
Yeah, but and like at a certain point, like they lost all the decent
they
writers.
Lost all the Wayans brothers.
Well, yeah, I mean, that, and they lost like any sort of decent writers, and it just became like, you remember this movie, right? Or this thing, or this show, or whatever. Right. Here it is. That's the joke.
And the thing is I'm surprised that this hasn't happened more. I mean, I guess it happens in the form of people on morning zoos, that you get really pale imitations of Al Yankovic, right? So Al Yankovic, as a parody artist, as a satirist, like, he doesn't always hit the ball out of the park, but he is making generally really good quality stuff because he understands the material and he makes it funny, and he's a good writer. And yet I feel like a lot of people, especially in movies, will look at a Mel Brooks or they'll look at a Zucker Brothers and they'll go, oh, I can do that. It's easy. I just got to... And they don't get the heart of it. Even if it doesn't have that much heart, they still are like... They couldn't find a heart if it smacked them in the ass.
No. You're right.
In the face.
What?
Yeah.
The fuck were we talking about?
Silence of the Lambs?
Yes.
So why...
So Chris has never seen Silence of the Lambs, so this could be the email you send us.
to
screaming
avoid...
at Chris, yelling at him that he's a fucking moron for never seeing one of the best movies of all time.
If you want to avoid hearing us talk, that's what the segment will be. All right.
Us talking about Silence of the Lambs?
No. We'll reenact a scene from Silence of the Lambs. A very brief scene. One that I wouldn't have to watch the movie to, like something about Clarice, right?
You mean the main character?
Yeah, I mean, he says Clarice. I know that he and something about fava beans, right?
No, it doesn't have to be those characters. It could be like, can you help me with this couch?
I don't. Okay, but that's what we're gonna do. If nobody emails us, we're gonna do Silence of the Lambs as Donald and Mickey.
Everybody always quotes like fucking Lecter and Clarice in their conversations, but my favorite quotes from that movie are all Buffalo Bill, nonstop.
Now this this might get us into our next topic. Buffalo Bill is played by who in the or was that a spoiler?
No, I mean, you see him early on in the film. I'll look it up so we don't have to hear your goddamn typing again.
And that'll transition us into. So the reason that this came up is you had some souvenirs that you showed me, some illustrations.
James. Oh wait, no, that's the character's name. James Gump.
James Gunn was
James Gump
James
or Gum. Sorry, that's not a B. That's a B. James. I want to say Gump, but it's James Gum is the character's name.
I thought his name was what? Does he have two names? Is he like Spider-Man?
Ted
Peter
Levine
Parker
is the actor.
Ted Levine. Okay, I know that name, but I don't.
Want to see him?
Anyway,
Here he is. It's Buffalo Bill.
Ted Levine. Okay.
Here he is again. I'd fuck me.
So you had this collection of very interesting Valentines, right?
Yeah, back there was like a little crazy morbid thing, or not morbid, but like some like kitschy kind of like there was a little bit of pinup art, some other stuff, and like like spooky kind of things like that. Artwork at the pinball festival that we just went to.
And we should talk about that in a second. But so I was flipping through them and I was laughing at all of them. And I went past the one, Buffalo Bill, is that his name?
Yeah, like the football team, Chris.
All right. So I was going past the Buffalo Bill and I laughed because I kind of got I got it sort of. But it
wasn't Jay from Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back Part 2.
No.
Jay and Silent Bob Forever.
There was not. No. Is that movie being made?
I don't know. Maybe.
He announces a whole lot of movies. I don't know which ones he's making anymore. No. So
Yoga Hosers too.
So I'm flipping through them all, and I'm laughing at them. And at some point you said, but Buffalo Bill is my favorite, and I was like, which one's Buffalo Bill? And
that caused some ire.
That was with me when the revelation was made that
Chris has also not seen Silence of the Lambs.
Yeah, we should have a list. I have long wanted to sort of make a list of the ones that just completely baffle people that I've never seen.
Like Patton Oswalt tries to see all the movies. You see none of the movies unless they have a superhero in them.
I generally speaking, I don't go to the movie theater movie without Star Wars or Marvel.
If it's not a Disney property, you're not fucking on board.
Not for movie theater prices. I mean, it's way too fucking expensive.
They go to a fucking Maynard theater on a fucking Tuesday or Monday or Tuesday.
I got work to do.
But you don't at the fucking end of the week.
I don't. I have work to do then too, which is why. Let's get to the pinball, but we'll do all Chris's updates here. So I made tremendous progress with now what's my PS4, which I bought off of you last week. We talked
Did
about.
Did you take it out of the box?
I let me tell you what I did.
You put it near where you were going to set it up.
I brought it home.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of tucked it under my arm as I was coming in because my dad was there, and I was like, I don't want my dad to ask me about this box, and. So I went upstairs.
What was it? Because he thought it would be Gwyneth Paltrow's had to bring back a previous episode that's now on the feed.
Yes, it is on the feed.
I don't know if I want to listen to some of those old ones.
Side tangent, I was able to find a Switch that brought not a Nintendo Switch, but a Switch within our podcast feed that finally allowed us to bring all of the episodes back into the feed.
Until next year sometime.
Until next year, because they couldn't just make there be no limit, Squarespace. They had to make it a 300. So you had a 100 episode limit, which is what we've been living with. And then I went in there to do something, and I saw that there was a switch for a 300 episode limit. And I was like, why isn't it just no limit?
And you were like...
I snapped my fingers, and that
was not a good snap. Can you splice in that better snap from a couple of weeks ago?
No. What was I talking about? Oh my god, I'm sweating so much.
Well, what do we got? How many more? 45 more minutes.
No, what the fuck was I talking about?
The PS4. You had it under your arm.
Yes, had it on my arm. Brought it upstairs. My desk has been a mess for about a week and a half. Stephanie and the kids have been sort of cleaning and not remodeling, but sort of relaying out the our part of the house. And my desk, because it's right in the middle of the two rooms and at the top of the staircase, was just staging area. And so I tucked the PS4 in there on the desk and came home every night and said, no, I don't have time. No, I don't have time. Until...
How much time do you think it takes, Chris, to plug something in?
To plug something in?
And get the TV
Hold on. I say, so I finally, on... was it Saturday afternoon or Sunday afternoon? I finally took the box off my desk, brought it downstairs to the family room, and put it on the table where it will eventually be plugged in. I did not take it out of the box yet.
Okay, it's in a staging area.
It's in a staging area with the game that you so graciously provided me, Harry Potter, Lego Harry Potter.
Yeah.
Sitting right next to it. And I think maybe in the next 3 or 4 months I will get around to taking it out of the box and plugging it in.
All right.
And then, so to answer your question, why haven't I done it? I imagine
that you'd have fun, and you don't having fun.
I imagine, like any piece of electronics, that I'm going to plug it in, and then I'm going to have to enter a password for the internet, and then I'm going to have to set up some kind of an account.
Yeah, you're going to have a PlayStation account.
Right, and I'm somehow going to have to, I'm going to have to pull up the app on my phone to generate a secure password, and then I'm going to have to type the secure password in on a little fucking joystick, because I probably can't use a keyboard.
I don't know, there might be a keyboard peripheral, but I can't verify that there is.
And then,
but it ends up like most of the character entry in the PS4 menu screen comes up as a QWERTY keyboard, so at least you won't be like going through the alphabet.
Oh, okay. Well, that's good. I face the difficult choice of which of the one game I currently have
to play.
You mean? Oh, sorry. No, it has two. It has both years 1 through whatever and
1 through 4, and then
1 through 4 and
5 through 7.
5 through 7. So I'm gonna have to decide.
I mean, why would you do them chronologically?
No, that part I'm being an ass about, but no other part. I'm not being an ass otherwise, right?
You're always an ass.
I mean, it's baby steps, right? We got me to buy it.
I didn't need you to buy it, Chris.
No. But for the good of me having a good time, right? Like baby steps. Possibly having a good time. Buying the thing is the first step.
Right.
Bringing it home is the second step.
Yeah, you could have just paid me money and left it here. I could have sold it to somebody else.
Yeah, be like, you know what, Steve? Go ahead and double your money on this.
All right, perfect.
Yeah. I did look up some other games and stuff.
Are you working like from home this week or like?
No, I have to. I worked at the office today. Working tomorrow, part of the day.
Was traffic a little lighter today?
Yeah, it was.
Well, that's good. Tomorrow it might be, but be careful.
You never know. And then
Wednesday is going to be fucked.
Why is Wednesday going to be fucked? Well,
because it's the day before the holiday.
Yeah, but wouldn't you think that nobody would be in there?
No.
Going in?
No, people that people that go in, and there'll be a lot of people
going in for the fucking like Esplanade.
No. I'm saying just everybody going to their 4th of July destination, leaving after work, and all the people that didn't work leaving hopefully when people are other people are working, but some dumb people or some unfortunate people, like
Poor unfortunate souls.
no, the dumb people are the ones that like didn't even think about it and left at like 4 o'clock.
Yeah.
And then there's the unfortunate people that like maybe one member of the family did have to work where the other one didn't.
Right.
So we are not going to our destination, which is up to Winnipesaukee until Thursday morning, which is the 4th.
Got it. Well, as luck would have it, I went into the office today for a meeting, and at the conclusion of the meeting, my boss and my coworker
both ripped a fart and kind of wafted it into your face.
No, they both said
wishful thinking, I guess, on my part.
You want them to fart at me?
Well, not at you.
Oh, okay. You just want them to fart.
I want them to fart and waft it at you.
No, they both said they were taking Wednesday off, and then I was kind of non-committal, and they were like, you should take Wednesday off.
Yeah.
So I'm taking Wednesday off.
Perfect.
Somebody will probably put me to work doing something, but where
I'm gonna put you to work putting a PlayStation on the TV.
Yeah, I could do that.
Yeah, you'll have a whole day.
But I have work I want to do. I do. I don't get to work on my stuff. I got a job.
Remember our conversation of why you this was a good idea for you to get? So you don't have to work all the time. You can have fun and do some other shit every once in a while.
Yeah, I remember.
Remember, you don't need a deadline for your book. The only deadline that's being set is by you.
Yeah, but I like working on my book.
Yeah, but you could also like doing something else. Yeah. That's fun. That's not something that's work.
Speaking of, this is a completely crazy idea, but so all of my stories, all of my books, all of the whatever, all
stories, you know. It was George McFly.
No, okay. They all take place in the same universe, and
like the Clark cinematic universe,
the Clark Woods literary universe.
Okay.
Yeah. And earlier this week, I don't know what possessed me, but I was thinking about old games where I created my own character. So they were always sports games. And I was like, that person could be a character in my universe. If I ever need a basketball player, I can use the basketball player I created in NBA Live. And if I ever need a wrestler, I can use the wrestler I created in WrestleMania 2000. Because I remember their names, I remember what they look like. And
you should watch Monster Factory.
Monster Factory. What is Monster Factory?
It's a show that I think it's Polygon puts it out. But it's Griffin and what's the other McElroy? Justin McElroy. That's my guess. Probably. I think I'm right. Actually, I think it's
those guys
Griffin,
are going to be in Trolls too, right?
Are they?
I don't know.
No, but that's
the only thing I've never listened to any of their podcasts, so I've heard of them.
Yeah, they're very funny, especially like I don't want to slam Justin or anything, but I think Griffin is
the funnier
is the star there.
Okay.
I mean, like they play a game which has a character creation.
Okay.
And then they make this horrific monster of a thing. Like one of my favorites was Second Life, Second Chances.
Okay.
They made a character in Second Life that was just like this dumpy melting man, and they start playing the game and they say that he's I'm running for mayor of Second Life. And then they get kicked out of rooms and all sorts of other fun stuff.
Have you played? There was okay. So I've been doing all this 3D art and things, but and I've written a bunch of stories set in the 19th century. So westerns and that kind of thing. When I see something about that,
you say something.
Yes. No, it piques my interest. So there was a game out. Is it called Red Dead Redemption? Is that a game?
Yes, that is a game that is very much the Old West version of Grand Theft Auto.
And is it any good?
Everybody
Oh,
that
you haven't played it.
I have too many games to play, and
Yeah.
it was just too expansive
Okay, got it.
of a game for me to like. Because I played GTA 5 for a long fucking time,
Okay.
so I was just like,
Was four the first one that was of the current? Because before, I remember reading about it at the time that the one what we all think of as GTA came out. That it
Grand
was,
Theft Auto 3 was on PlayStation 2.
and that was
That
like
was the what brought it into like the
Okay, so
kind of gameplay that Rockstar, or well, the kind of games that Rockstar makes nowadays.
okay. So 1 and 2 were the ones that were like top down.
Yeah, 1 and 2
car
were the
games or
top
something.
down. I
Okay,
think they
got
had that for PC and PlayStation.
So 5 was the one that you played a lot.
5. Well, I played 3. I played
Mm-hmm.
Vice City, and I only played a little bit of San Andreas just because that one was one of the ones that was a little bit too overwhelming for me, like as far as like stuff to do.
Yeah.
Like you as a character like would like you would, if you went out and ate fast food too much, you would get fat. But then like you needed to eat because you had like a hunger meter, and then like if you worked out you'd get like jacked, and like you have like a, you know, like
Yeah.
if you'd be stronger, so if you like got in a fight you could like punch somebody and do a shitload of damage. And then like, but then there was like the ability to drive and ride a bicycle, and like you would increase the more you did it. And so I would like, I think there was a point in time where, like, at the beginning of the game, I am riding a bicycle up and down a street, doing wheelies, trying to increase my bike skill, and that is not something.
Not that you're proud of.
No, I mean it's not. It's just fucking like, like
It's grinding. Is that what
I'm basically grinding my bicycle skill, and I don't. Yeah, I shouldn't need to fucking do that.
Yeah.
But that's like my brain is like, you need to do that. So like shit like that. Then like, I didn't play 4. 5 had a lot of stuff in it, but and it's similar kind of like gauges on how good you were at driving
Right.
and whatnot. But like it, I think I got over it a little bit better like
Yeah.
in my older years, and like I can move on from my completionist ways of,
Yeah.
of my youth,
Right.
and say, by the time I finish this game, it's going to be maxed as far as driving goes.
See, it's interesting to bring that up because I don't know if it was 3 or if it was 4, but we've talked a lot about how I lost touch with video games and the 3D, not 3D, but like I guess 3D, like starting with like the open world of like Mario 64. Was the first one I remember going.
Well, there wasn't like that. It wasn't that open. I mean, of a world. I mean, you go into the castle, like you have, like you can run around the castle and do nothing.
Open world's the wrong thing, but like the fact that it wasn't just a side scroller.
Okay.
Yeah. So,
So,
but
and like GTA 3 is actually the first one that kind of is like an open world where
Yeah.
you can like you have missions you can do, but you can also do other shit.
right.
And like you can just not do any of it and just freaking bang hookers and like
Well, and so
kill gangbangers or whatever else.
when that one came out, I remember that I got it for my PC.
GTA 3?
Yeah. Whether it was I don't know if it was available for PC or if I was using an emulator or something, but I did play a little bit of it. And
I think there is a PC version of it. So yeah, I think
and
you
so-
bought a legit thing.
so I
don't think
had that exposure. So it's funny to think back on these things that you think are truisms about your life. Like, oh, I didn't play any video games for da 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 da. But in fact, I did play a few different things over the years.
You played Civilizations.
Yeah, and I played
I think you
didn't
can
play
actually get Civ. What is it, 6 for
Yeah.
the PS4?
Oh, interesting. I didn't play Civ until far later into its lifespan than most people. I played sort of cheap ripoffs of Civ, like was it called 1603, 1608? I don't know. There was some New World.
There was one called
Game.
Colonization, like after the original Civilizations came out.
Yeah, no, this one was in the late '90s or early aughts.
Okay, so this wasn't like early. This was, I think, early mid.
Yeah, no, this was one Stephanie and I both played.
Okay.
It was the last time I ever. Well, she plays games on her iPad and things. But it was the last time that she ever spent a lot of time on the PC, sort of playing a game. At any rate, yeah. So I Red Dead. What I'm realizing is the first couple of times when you were like, oh, you want to buy the PS4? I think I went. Well, you were like, why did you go there to look at games? I think I went to PlayStation's website instead of GameSpot or whatever. But the other thing that I'm realizing is that I wasn't factoring in that I just don't know enough to know what I don't know, if that makes any sense.
You don't know, now you know. You know.
So like there are random things that I've heard of, and I'll sort of go, but I don't even know what the game. I'll have heard the name of the game, like Destiny or this or that or the other thing. I'm like, oh, I've heard of that, and yeah. Anyway, so I need to just do some more exploring. I mean, my temptation is like movies, and not temptation. I think I don't want to do this. I don't want to just have Harry Potter and Star Wars game. Like, part of me is like, oh, which Star Wars game should I get?
I don't think any Star Wars game.
Well, I saw a trailer for one coming out later in the year that looked more interesting.
Yeah.
No? Okay.
I don't know. I saw like clips of it on E3, and I was like, ugh.
Okay. All right. Yeah. So it's, I don't want to just be doing the same properties. I think this would be an opportune time to kind of branch out and see what kind of cool stuff is
like
out
if
there.
you like Old West shit, I'd say Red Dead is right up your alley.
I think that's one that I will try.
Do not play that with the kids around.
Oh, is there hookers?
There's salty language.
Okay.
I don't know if there's boobs. There might be.
All right.
There was boobs in GTA 5 when you went to the strip club. I
Oh,
imagine
okay.
there's a brothel there. And
Okay, got it. I mean, I was gonna say I'm glad that that's in there. I respect that they're making it a realistic, or at least semi-realistic portrayal of the genre and of the time. So that's good. But yeah, I don't know.
I mean, Rockstar has never been one to shy away from any sort of controversy in a video game.
Yeah, that's the one thing that I'm not worried about. But there's not as much sort of. Well, and I think this is my own naivete. I think of Nintendo as having the kid-friendly stuff.
Typically.
And so, it's all well and good that I got a video game system, but there's not that much that immediately comes to mind in terms of things that...
Well, once you get it set up, you can go on the PlayStation Store on the game... or on the system and like look, and you can they have categories like kids games and shit like that. So, but you're not going to have your Marios and your Zeldas and shit because Disney didn't buy both of those up yet.
Will I be able to do that if I don't plug it in? Will I be able to see?
I think you can maybe just look at it and be like, do you have games in you?
talk to the PlayStation.
And then I'm gonna assure you, no, it doesn't. I formatted it before I...
So tell me about Trash Talker Pinball.
Well, we went to Pintastic in old Sturbridge Village.
Oh, I thought you were about to be Old Orchard Beach,
No.
even though I knew where you went.
Yeah. We went to Sturbridge Village, we didn't actually go to historic Sturbridge. We just went to the town line.
Right.
And like it's basically the hotel, which we weren't staying at. We stayed at the Super 8 right up the street because somebody was a slacker when getting a hotel room.
Okay.
So I mean, it was surprisingly nice for a room at the Super 8 in Sturbridge.
Yeah.
And so I mean, and it was 5-minute walk.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, we were fine.
That's
so we
good.
didn't have to drive anywhere. We got plenty drunk and stumbled home.
You got verschnickered.
Oh yeah, you could say that. 2 nights in a row, baby.
You got verschnickered.
Yes.
Sounds like I'm verschnickered, but I'm not.
So yeah, we went.
Finished my water, and the show's not even done yet.
Well, it's really hot in here.
I know.
If you didn't, I'd be very surprised. But don't slam the glass on the on the coaster like that.
Sorry.
You'll break one or the other of them.
And then you'll break me.
Yes.
Okay.
So yeah, we went there. It was there was a lot of I had fun, but I also was super stressed out.
Why were you stressed out? It's pinball.
I get stressed out when there's lots of people around.
Oh,
and so like the times I've gone to PAX in the past, I've just like I have fun, but I'm also like just tense because of all the fucking people in lines and shit. I don't like waiting in lines, like whether real or virtual. They had three tournaments. One, it was the silver ball, something brawl. I don't know.
Silver ball, brawl.
Or what, something like that. It was silver ball, something or other. And so you paid $15 for a ticket, which was to they had a bank of games, and you had to play one of them each. Not one. Five. You had to play 5 of them. You had to pick from all of them. There was more than 5, but you had to play 5 of them. And then, depending on what scores you get, you are above or below the red line, which is the who gets to play in the tournament. Yeah. When I was, I waited for I think 20 minutes for my first game. Had a horrible game.
Ugh.
And then I had to wait another 20, 25 minutes for my next game. And then it was just like...
What machine was the first game?
It was Frontier. I don't know why I picked it. It was a game that I've probably only played twice.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I kind of knew what I needed to do, but I didn't execute, which is, I mean, a lot of playing pinball is knowing the rules. And if you know what you need to do, you at least have a leg up on someone who doesn't.
Right.
But if you're playing a game for the first time, it's not a good idea or first or third time. If you have no clue what you're doing. Of the 5 games I played, the new Black Knight game was the one I did best on, and I still did not do very good on it. Yeah. So yeah, I ended up being, I think, when I finished, I was 3rd from last.
Oh, so way below the red line.
Yes, and then Becky, it was cute. We ended up right next to each other, in the standings.
Like you planned it.
Yeah, so that was fun. But I was a little cranky pants after that, and then we left for a bit and went and got some lunch, and then I felt a little bit better. But,
okay. Well, who went last of the two of you?
We both started.
You were.
We both started about the same time, but I was picking shorter cues, and I think that might have been my dad. And then she started doing the same.
So it's all, if she finished after you, it's really all on her that the two of you ended up next to each other.
Well, I think somebody else did slightly worse or slightly better that helped us be next to each other in the standings.
Oh, so you have to thank that person.
Yeah, I'm not going to thank them too much. But yeah, that was I don't like that format. I like one of the things I like about
having a red line.
No, I don't like the playing each person playing one game at a time. I like being in a group of 4 people and playing pinball with them.
Right. Okay. I'm seeing what you said.
Like this the qualifying format of doing this, I found it to be obnoxious.
Yeah, it's a little lonely too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like one of the things, even though I sucked and suck at pinball. That I thought the one time that I went and hung out with you at
and did a tournament.
I was gonna say, is it a tournament? Was it a tournament?
Yeah, it was a tournament.
Yeah. What I thought was interesting was the talking to people.
Just chatting with the people in your group, the people that aren't playing. It's fun. like, and then Becky was in a ladies tournament the next day, which was early in the morning. And,
Yeah.
She left a little bit earlier, and I just kind of vegged until like it was about time. And so I would pop in, see how she was doing, and then walk around.
Yeah.
And do some things, so I'm not bothering her while she's trying to play because she hates it when I watch her play.
Oh no.
And that was the. I forget what I gotta ask her.
Okay. Yeah, it's important to get these things right. I am going to buy time by talking about nothing and moving my arms up and down to get a little bit of air into my sopping wet armpits.
Silver Bell Brawl, and I guess
I stopped for a second there because I figured you were all skipping forward because of the description I just gave you.
Okay, I'm back.
Steve is back.
It was hers was the Silver Bell Brawl.
Oh, Silver Bell Brawl. Okay.
Because like because they are the local chapter of Bells and Chimes, which is the ladies tournament league.
Ah.
And
so like Bell, Belle.
Yes.
Yeah.
So yeah, they and then I
no
think
wonder
it
her
was
name means beauty.
And then the other one was I forget what the fuck it is. I can't think anymore.
Silver Bell Brawl and the Silver Ball Busters.
Yes, there we go. That's what it was called.
Silver Ball Busters.
So yeah, like that. She had fun. They had a good time. They had like 47 people participating.
Holy shit!
It was a large group, and they played many a round, and they took a super cute, fun picture, and then we went back to the room because I was still sluggish from the amount I had drank the night before, and because we were just like. We went out to dinner with some friends, and then we went back to the hotel bar, and we were just drinking a long time, and we sat with some other friends and chatted for a while, and that was a lot of fun. And then I was hungover. I don't know why.
I don't know.
So we watched Chopped for most of the afternoon, and then
this was on Saturday or Sunday.
This was on Saturday. Sunday we came home.
Okay.
But I was in no shape.
Right.
Yeah, so we watched for a while and recovered, and then we went back to the convention I think around 7:30.
Okay.
And then we hung out until it was time for the Trash Talker tournament, and like what I was showing earlier, the little Tommy dollar. Now, the group I was in was, I was the obvious weak link in this particular group, and I was just not.
You should be nicer to yourself, Steve. You're
no,
never
but
a
like
weak link.
no, I like the first game we played was Star Trek Cat Trek. It's the back glass has like just cats.
Cat versions of Geordie LaForge. And...
No. It's the movie.
Okay.
Star Trek, the newer movie. Star Trek.
Gotcha.
So it's Kirk and crew there, but they're cats instead.
Yeah. And
instead of the soundtrack from the movie or whatever that was normally in there, it's 90s pop hits.
Okay.
So I got a respectable score of about 35 million.
Yeah.
And then I've told people that, and they were like, "Oh, cool." And I'm like, "Yeah, I came in fourth." And they're like, "What?"
35 million, and you're fourth.
Yeah, I was.
Who was? Do you remember what number one got?
I think it was closer to 90.
Oh wow!
Something.
So like you're talking.
Yeah,
way up there.
Yeah. Okay. So there was some impressive scores.
Okay.
And so what, this is unlike another tournament. Like, you in a regular tournament, you wouldn't be an asshole and scream at the top of your lungs at the person playing and just try to get them to do shit. Like, hit the button.
But it's the Trash Talker tournament.
Yeah,
so that is a part of the...
One of the guys in my group, Brian, he was unflappable.
Oh.
We were just like, blah, 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 blah. He did not fucking, like... He was like, whatever. I'm not hearing any of this bullshit.
Was there an insult that came the closest to if he's to flapping him?
It's not that I don't think we were really. I don't know. I wasn't.
Or not insult, but was there a moment where you almost saw him flinch?
No, like because I don't know. I've never been the kind of well, I might have been in my younger years, but like nowadays, I'll just call somebody an asshole or whatever.
Right.
But but in meaning it tongue in cheek, and that's basically what you're doing because like you're putting on a show,
right?
Like a fucking roast or something like that while somebody's playing pinball.
We're putting on a roast right now,
and it was funny. Woo! Yeah. Hey, that was actually funny.
Hey, all right. Well, wonders never cease.
It's hot in this room. That's why Chris said that. I explained the joke for a change.
Yes, you did.
But these things, this was part of it. Like,
is that the bill from whatever that old?
No, this is a trash can because it's the trash.
Oh, it's a trash can. It looked like the guy who's gonna be a Bill.
I'm not garbage.
Whatever that was the old TV show.
But this is a Tommy dollar. So basically, you put it on the playfield, on the glass.
Yeah.
And then it basically covers up the play.
Oh, so like you're being a little bit of Tommy there.
And then so basically I think Becky and Alyssa they got a lot of these and they just started putting them everywhere. And like I think we were one of the last groups to finish.
Yeah.
And so it was World Poker Tour.
Okay.
Like I think the entire playfield was covered
with Tommy bills.
I mean, there were some like bits you could kind of see through, but like I was player 4 in that game, and I was like, I can't see anything, and like, fuck, like any chances that I might have had
of catching up,
were just dashed
out the window.
And then like I kept like. Somebody got an extra ball, and usually you're not supposed to play an extra ball in a tournament, and so. I'm like, well, you're DQ'd. He's like, no, I'm not. And I'm like, what? Yeah, you are. And he finished the rest of his ball. And he went over to Chuck, who was, directing the tournament.
Yeah.
And he came back and he's like, no, he's not DQ'd. And I'm like, what the fuck? And he's like, he greased the palms over here. And I'm like, it's crazy shit like that.
Well, it's trash talker pinball.
And then it was this guy Joe. He's one of the better players in New England, and he he was one of the first people announced in the tournament.
Yeah.
And so everybody starts chanting Joe, 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 and then I slipped in a sucks, and then everybody just started screaming Joe sucks.
See, you started something.
Yeah, and
you didn't start the fire, but you started that.
Yeah. So and it was a lot of fun. I think we had a pretty good, group and just, razzing each other here and there. It's just a lot of fun.
Yeah. Now, was there you only really drink one kind of... Was there a particular alcohol that made the hangover...
I was just drinking whiskey, but I was drinking many of them.
Okay.
Becky kept on bringing me 2 of them.
Oh,
because she asked, do you want 2? And I'd be like, yes. It's not like she was like, you're having 2 of these.
Yeah, no.
And there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. You're drinking 2 whiskeys.
2 whiskeys and a sour. No.
Oh my gosh! But it was a lot of fun. I ended up getting sick that night. Right as I went to bed, I was like, shit, and then I was like, I got up and made it to the toilet. Yeah. Like where you're supposed to puke. You're supposed to puke in the toilet.
That's where got it. I try not to ever puke.
You don't drink all that often, so
no. But even when I have a stomach bug, and Stephanie has never understood it, and I think Kaylee has inherited this habit, and I feel bad that it will literally lay in bed and feel terrible and know that if I would just do it, if I would just let myself vomit, I would feel better, and I won't because I hate the feeling.
It's not great, but it's like when you have a huge shit. It hurts so much coming out of your butthole.
That's what John Mellencamp said.
It hurts so much coming out of your butt, but afterwards, the relief you have.
Oh my God! But what about? Okay, what about when it hurts so much and then you look in the toilet and it's this tiny, tiny piece of shit?
Was it like jagged around the edges? Is that
Well,
why it hurts so
yeah,
much?
it was like a jagged little pill.
Okay.
Yeah, it was like Dave Coulier, right?
Is that who she was singing about?
That's the rumor, right? She was singing about cut it out. You think he did that to her? Like,
yes.
yeah.
And
You can find the show notes for this episode at clarkwoods.com/hot/242.
oh, yes, and I met Steve Ritchie, the inventor of
the father of Nicole Richie.
No, Steve Ritchie is a very well in the pinball world, a very famous pinball designer, and
okay.
I got a picture with him and I, and I can show you it.
Which one?
There it is.
Good
I
looking
posted
fella.
it.
Oh, look at that pointer finger.
I was pointing. I posted that on the Facebook
Oh.
as a couple of Steves hanging out.
I like. It's always good to have a couple of Steves. One Steve, not always good enough. But when you get two Steves together, it's two Steves for the price of. I don't know what I'm.
It's too hot. We didn't do the hot at clarkwoods.com.
Oh yeah, no, we didn't. Yeah, go ahead, do that.
Email us hot at clarkwoods.com if you want to make it so we don't annoy you soon.
Yeah, but don't make it too hot.